Alright, welcome back to another little review on my little channel here on YouTube. So today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Season 5, Episode 12 of The Walking Dead. So, as you should know, I'm going to be telling you what happened during the episode, and there's spoilers, because it's talking about the episode. But anyways, so, here we go, let's get right into the episode. So we start off the group going into Alexandria, and what did I say a few reviews ago? Oh, Alexandria's going to pop up, and it did. So, anyways, I was right. So, here we go. They talk, pretty much, who is it, Aaron? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Aaron. Aaron tells Rick that you should see Diana, because Diana is the main leader of this group, and Rick's like, okay, I'll go see her. So, Rick goes off, talks to Diana, and it's a woman, so I just make that sure, because in the comics it's a guy. But anyways, they pretty much, Rick talks to Diana, and Diana's like, okay, I'm going to record our conversation just so I remember this. And Rick's like, it's your place, so you get to do what you do. And we get a little bit of background story of Alexandria. Dana? Yeah, I'm really bad with new names, but Dana's like, yeah, I was going out of DC, they told us to go back, because the army told us to go back, and her husband, and her, because there's a new shopping mall getting in town, they took supplies from that and made the walls around Alexandria. So that's the basic story of how Alexandria is around. But anyways, they're talking for a bit, and she asked, do you want to join us? Rick's looking out the window and he says, I used to be a cop. Then, the next scene, it's just random, I don't know why they did it, but, oh well. They're handing in their weapons. The whole Rick's group is handing in their weapons. In Alexandria, no one has guns. It's for pretty much safety reasons, whatnot. So they're handing in their weapons, and Aaron shows Rick to two houses, two right next to each other. And Aaron's like, "These are your new houses. Go in if you want, explore, look around the town," and they do. But Rick and Carl go into the house. They have running water. They have hot water too, and there's some power, but we don't really see them turn on the lights, whatnot. But anyways, they have power. They have running water. They also have hot water. So Rick's like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. And then he shaves. Then he walks downstairs because he hears knocking on the door. Jesse's outside. Jesse's in the comics. Jesse's a really important character. I'm just gonna say that right now. But anyways, Jesse comes knocking on the door, gives Rick some supplies. And then she's like, I used to be a hairdresser, or I don't know what you call them, but she cuts Rick's hair, just so you know. They talk for a bit, then pretty much Daryl's the one getting the recording. We see the little recording of Daryl, talking to Diana. Again, I'm gonna say really bad at names. But anyways, we get that for a bit, then we go back to Rick. Daryl, Rick, and Carol's talking about how they don't like it just yet because it is new in this area. Like, they're new at Alexandria. They don't trust people at this moment of time. So they talk. Then Carl hears a noise upstairs. He doesn't know what it is just yet, and he goes upstairs, looks inside the room, and it's nothing. So, I don't know what it was upstairs at that point of time, but it's nothing. So, the group, same house? Okay, the whole group is in one house because they don't trust anybody yet, so the whole group's staying in one house. Then, pretty much Michonne and Rick talk. Then Diana comes over. She's like, oh yeah, this is a smart idea that you guys stay in the same house and whatnot, because we're not gonna do anything. But anyways, she gets off, she just leaves. Then Rick pretty much can't sleep that night, so he gets up and gets a knife. That's pretty much, that's how it ends at that point of time, because then it goes to commercial break. Boop. Alright, then we get to Michonne. Michonne's talking to Diana in the little recording, like Rick and I think I said Daryl a bit ago. And yeah, they get the little recording. Then we get to Rick is talking to Daryl. Of course, they talk for a bit because Daryl's not used to his lifestyle. He's just pretty much sitting in all the corners of the house and everything that we see him. But anyways, then we get to Rick. Rick's running after something, and he just sees Carl just run off in the distance, and we just don't know what he's doing right yet. Then we see that he finds Jesse. Jesse again, just randomly, because he's pretty much trips into her. And then she's like, yeah, I know where Carl went, probably, so she shows him where Carl went. Carl meets some more kids, and then they play some games, showing that they have power in this section of town. I don't know, we just need to show that they do have power. Then he talks to Diana. This is Carl. Carl talks to Diana in the little recording. Then Rick and Carol talk. Rick and Carl, I mean, I get these names, I get the Carl and Carol mixed up. But anyways, Rick and Carl talk. Then it cuts off there because they just talk for a bit. Then Michonne can't sleep, so she sees Rick, and they talk. They pretty much talk about just random stuff. And then Rick takes a little walk. Meets Jesse's husband, or boyfriend, we don't know at this point. And he's smoking a cigarette in the dark, so obviously he's a bad character. So Rick just walks away, and I'm betting that there's going to be problems in the future with Jesse's husband. That's just my little thing right now, because I think I know what happens. But anyways, then we get to Carol's recording with Diana, whatever. Then Daryl and Carol talk, and we get to Carol's job. In this place, you get jobs whenever you come in. So Carol's job is looking after the elderly. She just cooks and stuff and all that stuff. Then we get to Glenn's recording. Then we get to Rick. Rick's looking at the wall. He's looking around the wall and outside of the wall. Of course, Carl sees the girl teenager. I don't know her name at this point because I don't remember it. But he looks at her and she's climbing over the wall. So obviously Carl's going to follow her. And of course he loses her. Then, because Rick's outside of the walls, he goes after the gun that he hid last episode in the blender. When he gets to that place, there's no gun. Something happened. They must, maybe in Alexandria, they knew they did it, so they took the gun just in case. And then Carl comes up behind him. I don't know how, but he's behind him now, and he meets up with Rick. Of course, there's walkers behind them, so because it is Walking Dead, it is about zombies and stuff, so they kill them, and that's it for that part. Alright, you know some cuts, it's just for me editing, I say like all the other episodes. But anyways, we get to Glenn, Noah, and Tara. Of course, I'm really bad at names, but anyways, Tara, they're the new scavenging group in Alexandria. They're part of the scavengers, I should say. So they get to see their boss, and we get to see them outside the gate, and the boss can't stop talking. I got annoyed at him at one point just because how much he talked. But anyways, they're outside, and they tied up a walker because last month or two they said, this one walker and a few others pretty much killed 4 other scavengers that was in Alexandria. And I was just like, how? I don't understand. Maybe because you guys are idiots, but of course they're probably idiots. And they tied up a walker. And then, when obviously we need tension in this part of it, but anyways, they go to where the walker's tied up, and it's not there. Obviously it ran away or something. They whistle for it, and then Glenn's like, what are you doing? You have to be quiet. The walker comes out of the woods, and it starts fighting everybody. The walker gets the upper hand, then Glenn just comes up behind it and stabs it in the head. So, and then, obviously, they're going to have more tension because of Glenn doing that. And yeah, I'm just reading my notes here. Then they get back to the main group because, of course, I don't know, the new guys don't like Glenn, Noah, and Tara at this point, just because of that. So they go back into town, and they're pretty much yelling. So obviously Dana's gonna come out, see what's going on, and Glenn and the new guy gets into a fight. Glenn backs off because it goes, like, he punches for Glenn, but obviously he ducks out of the way, and Glenn knocks him on his ass. And I was surprised about that because it was hilarious too. So then Daryl comes up and knocks the other guy on his back and won't let go. Rick actually has to force him off the new guy. So then Dana comes up and talks to everybody saying, calm down, get back to your jobs, and just don't worry about this. Dana tells Rick he's going to be the new cop or constable. I think that's what it's going to be called, but I'm going to be calling it a cop. Then she's like, you, Michonne, you're going to be the cop too. You're going to be his assistant or whatever. So, that's their job. Rick got to be a cop again. And then we get to Rick's recording, and he's over-talking everything. He's like the narrator for a bit. And then we see him in his outfit, or his cop uniform. He looks okay, because he has his hair cut now, and he's shaved, and it's weird. And then he talks to Daryl and Carol. They're obviously outside. Pretty much, he says they're staying. And this is really cool. This is the last quote of the episode. If they can't make it, we'll just take this place. We'll just take it. Pretty much saying that if Dana's group isn't strong enough for this place to be held up and strong, Rick's group is just going to take it. They don't care at this point. But anyways, that's the whole episode, and there we go. What I thought about this episode, it was, again, okay. Like I said, last episode was okay. But we get a little bit more story, and we get to see the new Dana. So, my prediction for next episode, because Jesse's, I think Jesse and Rick's gonna get together, and her husband or boyfriend's not gonna like it. And then we're gonna see pretty much her husband going after Rick. That's my predictions. And then we see Daryl in a sneak peek. I just seen it for a bit, but Daryl's outside, and I think he's gonna leave. I think Daryl's actually gonna leave the group and go off, because from this whole episode, he actually has been sitting down in corners, like, and gutting stuff. Either he's gonna leave, or he's gonna be a hunter for this new group. So, there we go. That's the whole episode. And, yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye.